Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike. Today we are going to be talking about Catrice lipsticks. I think this video is quite long awaited, but because of all the declutters that I've been doing, I didn't have time to post it any earlier. But yeah, today we are going to be doing my review of all the new lipsticks that Catrice launched for their spring-summer update. And yeah, there are 3 new lines that are going to be featured in today's video. The powerful glossy lip oil, the new Clean ID, what are these called? Silk Intense lipsticks, and also the new Ultimate Stay Waterfresh Lip Tints. Now, I'm going to be doing it in that order, so I'll put timestamps down below in case you would like to only have a look at some of these. The reason why I decided to lump them all together into one video is because, for instance, these lip stains only come in 4 shades, the lip oils come in 5, and I felt like if I did dedicated videos to each one, it just, I don't know, there wasn't enough substance for a video, I felt. So that's why we're lumping them all together in today's video. So let's get swatching. In case you've never seen any of my lipstick review kind of videos, what I tend to do is that I swatch all of the lipsticks on my arm as well as on my lips so you can see it going on. I'm wearing a very neutral, boring top for the occasion, but I did decide to amp up the eye look a little bit because almost everything I have going on here is either very neutral or very bright, that I think can go with this greeny look very nicely. So yeah, that's where the makeup look comes from. Everything else is very neutral, hair out of my face, so that hopefully you can see these lipsticks in their best sort of way. So let's start talking about the glossy lips. This is the lip oil. I think they also do a lip gloss in this line. Like, they have a couple of these like powerful lips kind of products. So this is the one that's brand new. This comes in 5 shades. So these are all 5 of the shades. And what I was very curious after was to see whether there was any difference in the shades once you put them on your lips, because with many lip oils, they look really fun in the packaging, but they don't make that much of a difference once they're on your lips. So that's why I wanted to test these out. I already tested them out because if you go to the accompanying blog post that comes with this video, you can see all the close-up swatches, see close-ups of these on my lips, the whole 9 yards. I've got you covered there because else I have to adjust the focus the entire time. So those pictures are going to be up on the blog. But yeah, there are 5 shades here, and I am already wearing one of these because I'm wearing this clear one. This is in the shade Frosted Sugar, and that's the one I have on my lips right now that I was already wearing during the intro. And these are really, really comfortable. I have to say that in terms of lip oils, this is one of the best formulas I've tried. I also really like the ColourPop ones. I also like my Dior one. But yeah, these are definitely up there. And in terms of lip oil, these feel a little bit more like a traditional gloss, I would say, but they're not sticky. They're very nourishing and hydrating on the lips, which is exactly what I'm looking for if I go for a lip oil. And yeah, they are quite long lasting, as in, even after you've had a meal, you can still feel a little bit of the product on your lips. I do think they fade in terms of color pretty easily because, as you will see in a minute, the colors of these, they are distinct. I feel you get more color variation than you do with the ColourPop ones that I've tried. So that's a good thing, but on my quite pigmented lips, like, all I'm wearing is a clear, like, lip oil. So I've got quite a bit of pigment naturally in my lips, which is why on me, very sheer lipsticks usually don't stand out very well, which is why I think it's a good test for me to see how well these perform. I do feel there is some variation, but I do feel that between the shades, there perhaps could have been more variation, if that makes sense. But yeah, the formula is really lovely, really great, quite long wearing for a product like this. This is the kind of product that if you just whack this on, your lips will stay nourished for hours on end, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm already wearing Frosted Sugar, so I'm now going to take this off and I'm going to be applying the next one. But before we do that, let me just swatch it on the back of my hand. Can I show you this? Wait, that's going to be a mess if I don't look where I'm going with these swatches because this barely shows up. So there you have it. I think you can just see a little bit of a shine. There you go. Next up is the next shade, which is 020 Cherry Blossom Glow. This is one that I was very excited for because I was like, ooh, wouldn't that be pretty on the lips? Like this really nice, healthy, pinky, glowy shade. And I have to say that this is the one that does the least for me. Like I could wear the clear one or this one, and I don't personally see much of a difference. Let me swatch them side by side for you. It's the same lovely formula and texture as the clear one has. And here you see the clear one, and here you see the next one up. Do you just see there isn't a lot of color variation to it? It's got a little bit more pink to it, but not that much. So let me show you this on the lips. Do you see any difference? I don't really do. So I could wear the clear one or this Cherry Blossom Glow one, and it doesn't really make much of a difference. Let's talk about scent. These do have a little bit of a scent, but it's nothing overpowering. Like sometimes you have lipsticks that can just really smell like cookie dough or like perfume, like flowers. These do have like a pleasant scent, but it's not like something super overpowering and overbearing. Like these are, I don't think they're super duper fragrance free, but they are lovely. Next up is the one that I thought was going to be super duper fun because this has a little bit of sparkle running through it. I'm not sure if you can see it from there. This is 030 Watermelon Sparkle. What's in a name? And again, with this one, I felt that the shade became a little bit more visible on me, but I would have wanted more, that's for sure. Again, that same lovely, little bit thicker texture that these all have. And then this just is a little bit more like a traditional gloss. Do you see that it just has a touch more color to it than the Cherry Blossom one, and it just has a little bit more pink to it and a little bit more shine because it does have that sparkle. So let me show it on my lips. Right, so this is what this one looks like on my lips, and here you can for the first time see just a little bit more of a color to it. It's just not strong enough to completely alter my lip color that I have going on naturally, but it does add something a little bit more, which is why this is the first one that really appealed to me. So yeah, Watermelon Sparkle is one that's lovely. I do feel that now that it's on my lips, there isn't a lot of sparkle to be seen because I think the sparkle is just a little bit too sparse. So if you were hoping that this could be like a sparkly topper for something, I don't think it really does that. Plus, because it does have a little bit of a stronger shade, you'd be better off finding like a clear gloss with sparkle. That will probably be a better bet. Next up is Raspberry Glow 040, and this is like a very vampy red shade, or at least it looks like it in the product. Again, since these are lip oils, they're going to be quite sheer, but these two darker shades were my favorites when I tried these for the first time. Ooh, I'm dropping things. Because these just have a little bit more going for them, and this is where you can really start to see just a little bit more color, and that's just what I need in a product like this if I want to go beyond what the clear one does, I would have to say. So I mean, maybe if you have less pigmented lips, that this can look a little bit better on you, but for me, I could go with the clear one and the next two shades up, and I wouldn't really notice that much of a difference. But this does definitely add a little bit of that popsicle kind of vibe to your lips. So let me show you that. See, and this one has to be one of my favorites because it is very pretty for what it does. It gives you that sort of like, I just ate a popsicle kind of vibe, and I love that. So this is definitely a nice one. Would I recommend using these over other lipsticks? I don't think these are good for that because of the texture, and they are an oil. I think it could very easily break up whatever you have going on underneath. So I would definitely recommend these as a product by itself. And I think that something like this has been really on the rise for me personally, because when I wear a mask, my lips start to feel dry so quickly. And with products like this, I feel that my lips stay feeling hydrated for a much longer time. Last but not least, we have 050 Glossy Blackberry, and this is like a very vibrant hot pink. The only one with the sparkle is the watermelon shade, so 030 Water Lemon Sparkle. This is just also like a solid color, and this is again just perhaps a little bit more on the sheer side. It has a little bit more of a plummy undertone to it, but this again doesn't have that much pigmentation. I think my favorite has to be the raspberry one that I just showed you. But let me see if I can build it up just a little bit so that we can see a little bit more color. So put it over here. So you can just sort of see if the light shines on it, the shade almost disappears, and then this way you can see a little bit of the color. So again, it's got that hint of color going on, nothing too crazy. And I feel because this has a bit of a plummy undertone that it complements my natural lip color very well, because I have a little bit of purple, bluish, like veining running through my lips, making them always look a little bit purpley. And I feel that this really nicely makes that for that my lips but better kind of vibe. Really glossy, really creamy. I can see myself wearing this one a lot on a day-to-day basis, because it is really that product that can just sort of really make for a very neutral, non-offensive kind of lip look that goes with any eye makeup that you're wearing. I mean, I really don't feel this distracts from the green eyeshadow that I have going on over on my eyelids. So yeah, this is a very successful product for me. I think the shades are a little bit more interesting than what I've seen in most lip oils. They tend to be very sheer. These, you do get a little bit of color, that it makes a little bit of a difference if that's what you're looking for. And they just have a really lovely, comfortable texture that just wears quite long for what I feel most lip oils do. And because they have a thicker formula, they nicely stay on the lips quite well, and this will hydrate your lips for hours on end, as I already mentioned. So yeah, for me, the powerful glossy lip oil is a really good launch from Catrice. I'm really happy they came out with these. I'm happy that I've tried them, but I definitely don't need all of these shades. So I think I'm just going to keep the ones that I like the most, and then the other ones I'm going to declutter. Next up are their new Clean ID, what were these called again? Silk Intense lipsticks. Now they already did, let me put these back, they already did a Clean ID line last year. So they came out with these guys in the fall time. So please be aware, because I know Catrice doesn't launch their products in every single territory at the same time, that if you go looking for these and you find them with the white cap, please do not buy, because these weren't nice. If you want to see how I felt about these, what these looked like on my lips, I filmed with it in the fall time, so make sure you check that out in the eye above, because I can link it in the cards. If you would like to see comparative swatches of what these old guys look like compared to these new guys, then please check out my blog, because I did take those pictures when I first took pictures of these lipsticks. The shades are nothing like each other. They have completely redone not only the formula of these, but also the shades. So this is like a completely new line from Catrice. They're not just an updated line, they're also completely re-promoting these. I've seen that on their Instagram. So they're also pretending that like that other line never happened. And that's a good thing, because that other line, it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. So this line of lipsticks, I already put them on my face, and I have to say that this is a really good new cream formula from Catrice. Not all of the shades will be to everyone's liking, but unlike the other one, which was just like 5 different shades of brown, they do have a little bit more color variety to it. However, I feel that with these, the color of the packaging can be misleading, because let me show you what I mean. I was very intrigued with this one, 040 Light Summer, and you might think, ooh, that's going to be a pretty pinky corally shade. And then you open it, and it's a pinky mauvey nude. So these are all quite neutral shades. That's, I think, something that's good to realize, that all 6 of these shades, even if the packaging is a little darker, a little brighter, it's still going to give you a nude. Yeah, so the packaging here can be perhaps a little bit misleading. Something you should know about the Clean ID line from Catrice is that this is a line that isn't just lipsticks. They also have base products now. They have bronzers. I think they have highlighters as well. And it's supposed to be like vegan, almost all natural ingredients. Let me see, do these have that claim on there? This is 88% natural ingredients. It's gluten-free, perfume-free, vegan, and what they also do with these lipsticks in particular is make the packaging more environmentally friendly. So all of this line comes in cardboard packaging where possible, and also these lipsticks come in cardboard packaging. So these do feel cheap because of that. Like these just feel more luxurious. You have the nice like rose gold kind of cap with the Catrice logo on it. Like this feels like a solid tube of a lip product. Whereas this, I don't know, I think that if you start throwing this in a makeup bag, it's not going to last a long time. It just feels a bit flimsy. And I think that this can easily become misshapen if you, for instance, sat on it or whatever. This is definitely a product you shouldn't leave around kids, cats, dogs, husbands, boyfriends, perhaps either. It's not a foolproof product from that perspective. So that's something that you have to be aware of. But we're here for those lipstick shades. So let me talk to you about formula, and in the meantime, I'm going to show you these things on. So we're going to start off with 010 Mocha Delight. And this looks like a peachy nude, which is what you're getting, but it's not as light as most Catrice lipsticks go. When they have like a first shade in a line, it's usually like this very, very pale, like dead looking shade. This has a little bit more brown running through it, which I think is really nice. Oh wait, I can't swatch it over the lip oils, of course. So I was actually quite surprised when I swatched this for the first time. I was like, oh, but that's like a really good peachy nude shade. I'm like, thank you, Catrice. You found your magic again, because Catrice lipsticks I tend to like. So when they did so many bad lip products over the fall time, I was like, what's going on, Catrice? Have you lost your mojo? Well, they've got their mojo back, let me tell you that. So let me show you what this shade looks like on. That's what Mocha Delight looks like on. I quite like this on myself, I have to say. It's perhaps a little bit too peachy for my complexion, which is why I probably would never really reach for it a lot. Peaches and corally lipsticks, like if it's too orange, I don't really like it with my undertone, because I'm more like fair skinned with a cool to neutral undertone. That's just what I've got going on. So this lipstick is really lovely. It's very lovely, creamy texture on the lips. This just feels like a really good quality lipstick. In terms of wear time, since it's a cream, you do have to be a bit careful with when you're drinking something or eating something, because this will transfer all over the place if you're not careful. These don't dry down, but they are super duper comfortable. They have really nice color payoff. And yeah, I think about a wear time of like a good half work day, like until lunchtime, you don't have to worry about this. And because all of the shades are quite neutral, it's going to wear down really pretty too. These don't pull in a weird line. It does nothing of the sort. So these are some really, really good everyday lipsticks, that's for sure. Next up is another peachy nude, and I believe this was a little bit lighter, wasn't it? I'm not sure. This is called Perfectly Nude. And so this is what they are promoting as their like best nude lipstick, I think. And this is definitely a bit lighter indeed than the previous one. Do you just see that the previous one has a bit more of like a pinky brown undertone, which is why it still works on me. This will also work, but it's just a little bit more peach, and it's just a little bit more on the lighter end of the spectrum, which is usually not my favorite kind of shade on myself. But I think that this can be a great nude lipstick for so many different people. Like, if you're into nudes, this can be a really good universally flattering shade if you don't have a cool undertone. And there we have Perfectly Nude, which, what's in a name? I think this is very aptly named for a nude lipstick. This is really pretty on. It's not so light that I can't get away with it. However, I do find it looks better on me in the viewfinder than what it looks like in real life. In real life, it just has a little bit of a stronger peachy undertone, making it not super duper perfect for me personally, but I think a lot of people will like this. And these are so affordable because it's Catrice. And now we get one that always makes me nervous if the packaging is this light. I'm like, oh no. This is called Nude Blush. And it, again, isn't as light as I had expected, but it is, again, on the lighter end of the spectrum, which is not my favorite. This could potentially give me that, you know, just like straight out of the coffin kind of look. However, it's got more of a pink undertone to it, which is what why I am super excited for this one, because this is one of those lipsticks that, again, with particular looks, I might be able to pull it off and make it work. It's a difficult one for me because it is going to be too pale, I'm pretty sure, and that usually means that my natural lip color comes through the lipstick shade, and that I find never very flattering. So this may be on just a hair too light for me and what I personally like on myself. But again, I think a lot of people, if you have lighter lips and you've got a pinky undertone, this can be a really pretty nude. And that's Nude Blush. Again, the name of this lipstick is so perfect, but you can also see that it kind of drains me a little bit. So this is not perfect for that reason. This is a lovely formula though, a really lovely texture. So yeah, now that I've put 3 of these on my lips, I can tell that these have a bit of an overpowering cookie dough, cupcake batter kind of scent, which is never my favorite thing. Like, I just like something a bit more neutral, like these glossy lip oils. Those are not that scented. These definitely do have a scent. But are you ready for my favorite shade in the bunch? Because the one that I thought in advance was going to work on me best is also the one that I really liked. So let me take this one off. And the next shade up would be 040 Light Summer. I already showed this, that I thought it was I was hoping it was going to be like a hot pink or something, but it's like a mauve-y nude shade. And mauve nudes, I love mauve nudes. If you didn't know that about me just yet, I love it in eyeshadow, I love it as a lipstick. It's perhaps a little bit more pink than the average mauve, but do you just see that it has a bit of a plumminess running through it? You'll see in a minute why this is my favorite of the bunch. That would be Light Summer. It's just a really pretty, like, neutrally shade with a very strong pink undertone, and on me it just works, and I really like how it looks with the green. It really is a nice juxtaposition, I think, because the lipstick has that hint of purple, and green and purple are opposites on the color spectrum, so it's always a nice clash if a purple and a green are somehow mixed, at least I find, and on me it tends to work quite well too. So yeah, this is what that lipstick looks like on. This is definitely going to go into my stash. I may have found a nude lipstick that is going to be like perfect for almost everything I do. It's not super nude. It has a bit more pink to it, so a little bit more interest. But this is a lipstick shade that on me, I can make this work with so many different looks. I just know it. Next up, another favorite, Wild Cherry is a shade. It's 050. And this is a little bit more berry leaning. So this is another one that I was very excited for. When I first opened this up, I was like, yep, that's a shade after my heart. I love a good like nudie berry tone. Like, that's just really one of my favorite things. Let me swatch it over here. Do you just see that? It just has quite rich pigmentation, and it's not like a weird beigey brown like all of the lipsticks in the other line were. Like that original Clean ID line, it was just unflattering undertone after unflattering undertone. So I'm so happy that Catrice went back to the drawing board on these, and that they're giving us something that's so much more successful. I'm really happy with this. Again, it has a little bit more of a pinky berry leaning shade, but it's not too strong purple. It's not very deep. It's still very wearable and comfortable, and I think that a lipstick in this kind of formula and this kind of shade is just perfect for the spring summer season. Again, this is a lipstick I definitely want to keep around because I can see myself wearing a shade like this quite a bit if I want to go for something deeper. In fact, now that I'm putting this on, I'm like, this is reminding me of Bite. This is reminding me a little bit of Bite's Rhubarb. Let me grab that. I think actually that both Rhubarb and Fig, so this is what Fig looks like. I'm gonna swatch that next to, oh yeah. Do you see that? This is Light Summer, and this is Rhubarb's, Bite Beauty's Fig from their Amuse Bouche line, which has been discontinued. And this one is reminding me of Rhubarb, which is my favorite Bite Beauty lipstick, and I cannot buy this anymore So yeah, it's looking a little ratchet. I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, rhubarb is a little bit more plummy, and it's definitely deeper. Maybe it is similar to pepper, which is my other favorite Bite Beauty nude. So I'm gonna swatch that towards the other side of it. Oh, again, pepper is darker, but I think, like, do you just see that it like works in a similar vein? This is pepper, and that's, what's it called? Wild cherry. So this is definitely a little bit more reddish pink than pepper is, but yeah, this is definitely sort of giving me Bite Beauty amuse-bouche vibes, this line. It definitely is. And finally, in the Clean ID line, we have 060 Lips Don't Lie. And this one I don't really understand, because it would have been nice if they did a bit more of a brown toned leaning nude, perhaps. But this is a bit more reddish toned, which is, again, something that I really like. And this is definitely a keeper, so that's what it swatches like. Again, wait, hold on. Are these similar? This is a Verbena from Bite. Let me swatch that next to it. Oh, ha ha ha. Yep. Verbena is, again, it's a little bit darker, it's a bit more saturated, but do you just see that those two lipsticks give a very similar vibe? Just saying. Let me show you this on. And that would be this one over here, Lips Don't Lie, what it looks like on me. I think Catrice did a really good job with these Clean ID lipsticks, and the way they really sort of took something that didn't work at all into some really lovely undertones and things that can be universally flattering. I just wish there was a little bit more depth and variation in the shades, so I really want them to extend this line for the fall time with things like a bright pink, a bright orange toned red, and maybe a little bit more depth, maybe a little bit more plum to it as well, just to make sure there's a little bit more variety. Because I think that right now, if you have perhaps a very deep undertone, like if your skin tone is just a lot deeper than mine, I'm not sure what these are going to look like. And then, last but not least, we're going to end the video with the ones that are most difficult to remove, and it's their new Ultimate Stay Waterfresh Lip Tints. These, luckily for my lips, only come in 4 different shades. And I'm not going to be swatching these in order of names. I usually go from like 0, 10 to however many shades there are. If I do that, you will no longer be able to see the other shades, because 0, 10 is the most intense one that they do. These are all vibrant, really bright, almost neon lip colors. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about these lipsticks before I put them on my lips, because if I do that in between like I did for the other ones, I will not be able to remove them anymore, because once these dry down, they really won't budge. They are going to hold up to like till you, well, not even with a cleanser. They won't come off with a cleanser. So yes, they are definitely waterproof. Which is what these promise to be. They promise to be mask proof, which is definitely what they are going to be. But these don't bleed. They stay put for like a good 24 hours. Even if you go in with like your regular makeup taking off, cleansing balm kind of situation, that usually breaks up everything, because that's also a little bit more oil based in my case. So yeah, these are very long wearing indeed. So these are very fun, bright, like, it's not a liquid lipstick. They are very thin. They're much thinner than a liquid lipstick. And these, they do dry down, but they stay comfortable on the lips. I'm going to be putting these on, swatching them on the back of my hand to show you what the shades look like, and then we'll round off the video, because these are lovely. But yeah, they are perhaps not for everyone, but if you're looking for something super long wearing, then they can work. So I'm going to kick us off with, what's this shade called? 020 Stay On Over. This is the lightest one. It's a coral, and it's very vibrant, but it's a little bit more sheer. So that's why I wanted to start us off with this one, so that you can see you'll see what I mean. Shade number 1, 020 Stay On Over, looks like this. It's a coral. It feels very sheer at first, but you can build it up, and then as it dries down, it does darken up a little bit. I'm going to take it off straight away because else I can't show you the next shade. So I'm not sure if you can see that because I've been rubbing my lips, but I put an oil-based cleanser on a cotton round, trying to rub it off, and I already have parts of where the lipstick has been applied where you can already it's already tinted my lips. Like, it's definitely going to stain immediately. 040 Stuck With You is the bright pink. And these two lighter ones were my least favorite because they just didn't have the same effect. You will see in a minute. This is like a very blue toned pink, which is not my favorite to begin with. So it's got a lot of blue to it. It's more like a Barbie pink. Not really my kind of pink. See, all you need is a very thin layer because the color almost becomes more vibrant as the shades sort of dry down. On me though, maybe it's also because I was already trying so many other lipsticks today, it doesn't pull as like bright bubblegum pink as it does in a swatch. So this shade will definitely change color depending on your natural lip color, I'm sure. Because on me, it looks like more like a neutrally pink. Because next we have 030, Never Let You Down. And this is a neon coral. It's that insanely bright. It does still have quite a bit of pink to it, which is why I think it's quite flattering on me. I don't like corals that are too orange leaning. This definitely has that really nice balance between pink and orange. I told you this shade wasn't for the faint of heart. It looks differently in real life than it does in a viewfinder. In real life, it pulls like a raspberry pink almost on me. And so again, these do change a little bit depending on your natural lip color. Like, I don't feel I get that color on my lips. I just don't. So that's something that you do need to bear in mind. But the texture is really, really comfortable. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Let me take this one off so I can show you the last one. So literally, like, it takes like 30 seconds and you already have so much color payoff that just won't go away. The last one is Loyal to Your Lips 010. And this is a very vibrant, like, orange toned red. But again, it has a bit of that neon brightness to it almost. Let me show you this one on because this is my favorite of the ones. So this is the one I'm going to let dry down so you can see what that looks like too. And that is what 010, no, yes, 010 Loyal to Your Lips looks like on me. When I first tried these, when I put them on my lips for the pictures, I made the mistake of putting this one on first. And as you can see, it's quite a full-on lip shade. So I wanted to say something about the texture. This feels watery thin. It does dry down, but it doesn't dry down in an uncomfortable way. You can still move your lips about, it doesn't pull, it doesn't slide, it doesn't have, it's like it starts to feel like your lips but with a lot of color. You're not even going to notice that you're wearing any color. They won't transfer, they won't get messy. I'm not sure how Catrice did it, but I'm pretty impressed with these Ultimate Stay Water Refresh lip tints because they've somehow managed to make a very long wearing lipstick product or lip product that does still feel very comfortable and almost hydrating when it first goes on. It's almost as if it goes on wet and then the water is absorbed by your lips, and that is what makes the color stay, and then the color is just going to wear down. So yeah, this is a really, really cool, very vibrant lipstick line. That's the only gripe I have with these. But yeah, just to round off the video, I can let you know that I think that Catrice did a really, really good job this round. I think their spring-summer lipstick line update was very successful. Those glossy lip oils, again, not all of the shades work on me personally, but the texture is great, the wear time is great. They really hydrate and nourish your lips very well. And there were definitely one or two shades that I think I'm going to hang on to because those will just make for lovely additions to my lipstick collection. The Clean ID lipsticks, for me, shade-wise, so much better than that first line. Really comfortable, very creamy lipstick. and they remind me of Bite Amuse Buse. And I now swatch some of these side by side, and even though they aren't one-on-one shade dupes, I think you can get a similar vibe. So I really hope they're going to come out with some more shades, as I mentioned. And then that Ultimate Stay line, again, they've created somehow a lip product that's going to last for like 24 hours, but that doesn't make your lips feel like they're about to fall off. So yay for Catrice, they did an excellent job. I hope the video was helpful and that it's going to help you decide to see, like, make up your mind about what you would like to buy yourself if you're looking into any of these. If you want to see swatches in different lighting and close-ups, as I mentioned, I have a blog post in the description down below where I already like took pictures of all of these products before I sat down to film this video, and then I can go through it a little bit more quickly, so then the lighting is a bit more consistent. So yeah, that's something that I have for you there as well, so please make sure to check that out. Thank you very much for watching. In the meantime, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, so I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!